Dutchess County SPCA means a second chance for animals that deserve it.
So if you go to the shelter, you're giving a dog who otherwise wouldn't have a second chance, or a cat, to have that second chance they deserve.
The shelter is a temporary place for animals. It's not supposed to be their permanent home. And each animal up there has their own story. They're great animals and they deserve a loving home.
There are just so many wonderful animals, it doesn't make sense to go out and buy a dog or a cat when there are so many dogs who are in need of homes.
Well, when we went to the cat show, all of the shelters were on the stage, and it was the Dutchess County SPCA where Wellington was in a cage. And when I walked by, I saw him and very definitely wanted to hold him. So that's where we got him. It's a gift to yourself and to the animals to be able to rescue one. I can't begin to tell you the wonderful feeling of rescuing an animal. There's nothing like it.
I think there's something very, very special about a pound pup or a pound animal. They really appreciate. They appreciate what you do, and they give you so much love. It's absolutely amazing.
He wasn't doing very well. He was found wandering the streets of Beacon, eating out of a garbage can, and some good Samaritan actually picked him up and took him to the vets and had him checked out and everything, but couldn't keep him, so took him to the shelter. And I drove in and made eye contact with him while I was in my car and knew instantly I was going to take him home. And he's a wonderful dog, actually. There are so many animals that are unwanted and don't have homes and need good homes that if you're looking for an animal, I just can't imagine going anywhere other than, for me, would be the Dutchess County SPCA.
Definitely we've seen an upswing of abandoned animals. We've seen an upswing of relinquished animals as well. People can't afford them and they have to move to small apartments where they can't take them. Many of the apartments aren't accepting animals anymore, so our doors get fuller and fuller. The good news for the adopters is many of these animals are coming from loving homes and are really good pets. So if you're looking for a good pet, it's the place to go.
It's important to me that animals not just find a home, but find the right home. These are people who are the appropriate people for this particular dog. And sometimes the first question I ask them, do you want a couch potato or do you want to go on a hike?
We're the advocates for the animals. They cannot speak for themselves. And people come in and they want to adopt because they saw a dog or cat is cute. Or they saw a movie and it had that kind of dog and cat, never thinking about whether or not this animal is going to fit in with their family. So we're the advocates for the animal, and we try to determine whether it's a good fit.
I guarantee you, if you want to adopt a pet and you come to the SPCA, we will find a match for you. We have staff that evaluates animals, we question you, we put the right personalities with the right dogs, we put the right cats with the right people.
Well, and unfortunately in these times, many families are giving up their dogs. And so these are older family dogs that come to the shelter. They're just wonderful companions, and all they want to do is be back with the family again.
In Maddie's case, she was not a youngster when I got her. She was middle-aged. I'm now lucky enough to say I've had her for 6 years. She's been such a pleasure and such a gift. They give back so much, and I think they know what you've done for them. For puppies, and especially puppies, you really have to be home constantly to properly raise a puppy, and most of us have to go to work every day, so that's not an option. Whereas if you adopt somebody who's a couple years old, that's not a concern.
Well, Cassidy had an unhappy beginning. She was thrown out of the window of a car on Route 9 right opposite the Galleria, and somebody saw her being thrown out of the window and she rolled over to the side, and they stopped and called the SPCA, and I fell in love. I absolutely fell in love with her.
In the 10 years that I've been doing this, I would do them all. knowing what I know, I would do them all over again. I wouldn't turn my back on one of them. Adopting the older ones that probably don't have a chance is probably the single most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.
We've had a dog there 5 years. 5 years he sat there, and one day somebody walked in and said, "That's the dog I want to take home." And those moments are just so special, so very, very special. I mean, and it makes everything worthwhile. It really does.
Caring, love, compassion, happiness.
The Dutchess County SPCA means to me that it's hope. It's a very, very special place. It's hope for the animals. It gives the Dutchess County SPCA affords animals to have a second chance. Animals that have been abused, they've been abandoned, and they get the chance to live again. They learn how to trust and can go on and have very, very happy lives.
When I think of the shelter, I think of a place where animals can safely go and be cared for by people who truly care about the animals. They will be safe in the sense of getting 3 meals a day and being kept in a area that is cleaned every day, is safe every day. They get walked. We have the opportunity of playing with them or taking them out for walks, and as far as dogs are concerned, and they have the cat crew that socializes. So I see it as a safe haven for animals until their new owner comes to collect them.
It definitely is a comfort knowing that the animals there awaiting homes are being treated with dignity and respect they so justly deserve. It's just sad, you know, otherwise the faith that they would have. So it's really great when I go down St. Andrews Road and I see the SPCA there and just the comfort and knowledge I have that what they're doing in the community for these animals.
People should go adopt from the SPCA because the animals there all deserve a second chance in life.
If you give, it can come back tenfold. I mean, if you give of yourself, giving that animal a second chance, the reward is tenfold. I mean, I see what they do with every cent that comes into that shelter. Every cent goes to the care of animals. And I just really, really think that, you know, if we just as a society can just give a little bit of ourselves, it just can go so far.